A fairy village, where people have lived in peace for generations, has never seen a stranger. One red sunset afternoon, a young girl named Amy appeared silently from the darkness in the small, remote village. Amy looked like a homeless girl, weak and helpless. Seeing her pitiful state, the people quickly took her in, giving her shelter and food. They did not know that Amy carried a dark secret. She was a spy from a neighboring kingdom, sent to investigate the situation, preparing for an invasion. Mogi, a gentle and hard-working boy of the village, was famous for his kindness, compassion and care for Amy more than anyone else. He was drawn to her weak appearance and loneliness. As each day passed, indescribable feelings arose between them. Amy, while carrying out her mission, could not help but feel moved by Mogi's sincere feelings. He often brought her wildflowers he picked in the forest, simple dishes he cooked himself. At first, Amy kept her distance, afraid that this closeness might shake her mission. But Mogi did not know about her dark secret. With his gentleness, he melted the hard shell Amy had built. They often sat together at sunset, under the shade of a large tree on a hill overlooking the peaceful village. The gentle wind blew, Amy's hair fluttered in the golden sunlight. Mogi told her about his life, about his small dreams and ambitions, about the village and the friendly people he cherished. Amy listened, gradually feeling a peaceful space in her heart that she had never had before. Once, when Mogi brought her to a small stream hidden deep in the forest, he gently held her hand as she walked over slippery rocks. The warmth from his hand made her heart beat faster. It was the first time she felt genuine affection from someone without any ulterior motives. Mogi's eyes lit up as he turned to look at her, a small smile on his lips. Despite the peaceful and happy life here, Amy still had burdens in her heart. She secretly observed the village, gathering information about the terrain, resources, and daily activities of the people. She assessed the strengths and weaknesses of the village, but these very thoughts made her heart ache, knowing that she might have to betray the people she loved. Amy remained silent, looking into Mogi's eyes, feeling her heart torn between love and duty. The moments with Mogi were not only joyful, but also filled with a dull pain, because she knew that sooner or later she would have to betray everything she felt. But now, under the sunset, when Mogi held her hand and smiled, she just wanted to forget everything, to live forever in this sweet moment. In the dim light of the afternoon, they sat together under the tree, saying nothing. Just being together, in the quiet nature, they found an invisible bond, drawing them closer. Mogi's small gestures, the way he cared about every little thing, the sincerity in his words, made Amy's heart flutter, even though she knew she did not deserve his love. The days together had engraved in her heart memories of peace, of simple people, and of Mogi's love for her. But Amy's life could not be that easy. She came here not to love or live in happiness, but to complete a great mission for her clan. Her family and hometown were waiting for news from her to carry out the invasion. Amy stood at a crossroads, choose to love Mogi and stay in the village, or return to her hometown to continue the mission. After many sleepless nights, her heart finally betrayed Mogi. Amy decided to return to her hometown and brought with her all the information about the Afori village. A plan of attack was made soon after her return. The villagers knew nothing. They only saw Amy mysteriously disappear. Everyone anxiously searched everywhere, but no one knew where she had gone. Mogi was in pain and loss and could not understand why the girl he loved had disappeared. As time passed, Mogi tried to live on, but his heart grew colder and colder. Then one day, when Amy returned, the villagers rejoiced, as if welcoming a long-lost member. Mogi, despite the pain, could not contain his joy at seeing her again. However, just a few hours later, the army of the neighboring country attacked the village. Screams of pain rang out, and people fell under the soldiers' whips. The once peaceful village was now plunged into death and chaos. The army advanced into the village with terrifying speed and power. In the smoke and dust, Amy's figure appeared on horseback, her military uniform making her look completely different. Her face was cold, but her heart felt like it was being torn from within. Mogi, standing among the villagers, could not believe his eyes. The girl he loved was now leading the army to destroy what used to be her home. Mogi, with a broken heart, jumped into the crowd. Although he was not a warrior, his determination to protect his homeland made him forget his personal pain. He faced the soldiers, killing with hatred, but deep inside, his eyes were always searching for Amy. He wanted to know why she betrayed him, why she brought the army here to destroy the place that gave her love and life. In despair, Amy faced Mogi. The two looked into each other's eyes, and in that moment, without saying a word, they understood everything. Mogi saw the conflict and regret in Amy's eyes, but her anger at the betrayal could not be appeased. She could not bear to see the people who had taken care of her now lying on the ground, their eyes full of resentment directed at her. Finally, after a tearful talk with Mogi, Amy decided to make up for her mistakes. In front of everyone, she chose to end her life in the middle of the village in exchange for the peace she had broken. Before leaving, she left a letter to her parents, hoping that her death would end the war and bring peace to the village that had saved her. Mogi and everyone around watched in horror. Amy fell before them, her blood spreading on the ground. She chose to end her life to atone for the sins she had committed against the village and against Mogi. Amy's sacrifice finally ended the war. When the soldiers of the neighboring country learned that Amy had committed suicide out of remorse, they retreated, withdrew their troops, and returned peace to the Afori village. But for the villagers, especially Mogi, the loss and grief were forever etched in their hearts. Mogi, after Amy's death, disappeared from the village like a ghost. He wandered in the deep forest, living in loneliness and pain, no longer wanting to face the outside world. Every day that passed, Amy's image still existed in his mind. He recalled the sweet memories they shared, afternoons by the stream, warm handshakes, and passionate conversations about the future. Now, all of them were just painful memories. In the village, the pain of loss did not stop with Amy's death. The villagers had lost friends and family, and the sense of peace they once had was gone forever. They built a simple grave for Amy, not only to remember her, but also to serve as a reminder of what had happened. The grave is located next to her favorite wildflowers, and villagers often come to burn incense and pray for her soul to rest in peace.